YouTube, what's good with y'all? How y'all been? What's good with you? The most painful cave deaths ever. So we got a little another scary video reaction. Bro, this was a W, bro. I watched some of his other videos. He got some good vids, bro. He a good narrator. So, without further ado, man, I'm curious, bro. What's gonna be in here? The thing about me, bro, caves, I would never, bro. Cave exploring, bro, you'd have to pay me $1 million to go cave exploring, bro. I can't lie.
We're diving into caves where the people who went into them died horribly. This first one is actually not that known, and it's the Ellison's cave tragedy. Only a few hours from the cave is the University of Florida in Gainesville. And 10 students went up to the cave on February 12th, 2011.
I matched my shirt. Okay.
Because, hey, who needs a beer and partying in a college town in Gainesville when you could just go sit in a rock tube? I seriously don't get it.
Caves are not it, bro.
The group consisted of 5 boys and 5 girls. 2 of which were Grant Lockenbach, who was 20, and Michael Peary, who was 18 years old, who would never come out of the cave again. Another fun fact you should probably know about this cave, it's considered the deepest cave in the US.
586 feet. Bro, if you dug down like 586 feet from here, bro, you'd literally be in like China, bro. I'm not even lying. Bro, you'd be at the Earth's crust.
Deep, they call it the Fantastic Pit, and it's almost 600 feet deep. Kinda like your girlfriend after she hangs out with the guy she told you not to worry. Sorry, box heads.
Wait, real though. He's getting real, I can't lie.
Someone had to tell you. Anyways, the group parks the car at the base of the mountain. And by the way, Ellison's Cave is located in Georgia, USA, and it is over 12 miles long. You could absolutely never convince me to get into one of these things after I researched this goddamn story. They're probably thinking to themselves, let's set our iPhone 4s down and really live in the moment. Hashtag live, laugh, love. Hashtag who needs emergency equipment. Hashtag subscribe to Boxhead. They didn't say that. And went up to the mountain towards the cave with what my mother would say is nothing on. It's February in the Appalachian Mountains.
They doing me dirty, bro. Like I'm getting insecure now, bro. Come on.
The group of 10 got to the cave entrance and looked at each other with suspense and thought what every college kid thinks when they're about to enter a really deep hole. Man, I should have brought some protection. But they went in without it anyways. The cave, I mean. The 10 college kids made their way deeper into the cave with every step sipping their little water. And someone totally said, guys, isn't it kind of nice we don't have our phones? Bro,
You are the same color as your shirt. And I'm just... Yep. Done reading.
No, like, I feel like so zen.
I know!
Do you need a free, easy way to capture your gameplay?
I don't, honestly.
Outplayed. Record anything.
Bro, you dropped the bag. Bro, the girls are watching. I'll get it. Dude, that's a giant pit.
What?
Like, what are you even doing?
You think that's how they sounded?
Vine, bruh. I can already see the comments. Actually, this was 2011 and Vine was only released in 2013. Yeah, so the bag fell into a pit called the warm-up pit, which was around 125 feet deep. There was a large, freezing waterfall that would soon...
Let me guess, she's gonna try to act tough and go grab it?
Make things
Tyler, your name is Tyler. Do you know that?
After
no,
the
bro,
bag
I didn't.
Fallen, the group wanted to turn back, probably thinking, let's go get some beers. This is stupid. But our guy Grant insisted on going down to get it so that they could, continue. But as he descended deeper and deeper, he started to shiver.
What's in that bag, bro?
To the giant waterfall.
What's in that bag, bro?
The water is freezing. Okay, fine. Not literally, but the water in that cave only ranges between 32 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty cold. As his body inched down the rope, he found himself getting closer and closer to the waterfall, slowly moving down. He tried to avoid the cold water by swinging away, but that caused him to get tangled in his own ropes. And he just hung there, slowly moving down into the water. As the freezing water rushed over him, Grant screamed for help. And Michael, a hero friend, got his harness on. And down he went after him.
And Michael's gonna perish too.
The harness zipped Michael down, and as he got closer, he tried to help Grant get free of the water. Yank, pull, and right there, ladies and box heads, is where everything got even worse. The rope twisted around Michael too. See, remember, they're on the same rope. The roaring water dragged at the rope, pulling it tighter and made both of them even more tangled. And shortly after Michael got down there, it dragged him too under the water.
What do you do at this point? Like, what's your final thought? Just like, damn.
And guys, by this point, Grant was barely conscious. All right, so once Michael started freaking out, a few friends above decided, let's call for some help, and rushed down the mountain to where they parked their cars. 911, what's your emergency? My friends are stuck in the goddamn cave. Please send help. The authorities were called at 2:19 p.m. and they rushed over to the scene to hopefully help Grant and Michael.
Oh my gosh, my eyes.
The rescuers climbed down the cave walls and made their way to the scene where both Grant and Michael were tangled. They attached pulleys and went down to rescue them, praying it wasn't too late. But at 3:30, when the rescue team recovered their cold, stiff, pulseless bodies, they had already known that they had both died from hyperthermia. The cave had echoes
last
of
were gonna be my
crying
deepest
friends
secrets.
mourning the loss of the two
High
boys.
key.
Shortly after the tragic loss, the University of Florida held a candlelight vigil for the loss of the students. By the way, they were both academic scholars and well-loved among their friends. The families mourned the loss of their boys, and the others in the cave would hold that memory forever. Now, this next guy was the same age as the last two, and he too would be stuck in a cave, but this time his body would never leave. This is the tragedy of Neil Moss.
Oh, he looks like
Neil Moss was an
16.
undergraduate student at Balliol, Oxford, which
What?
means he was a pretty smarty pants, really thinking outside the box, huh? Which means, of course, we love him. It's March 22nd, 1959,
Oliver
and
just
8
rock-
people make
wait,
their way.
whoa.
It's March 22nd, 1959.
1959. Bro, imagine being alive in 1959. I just feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, I wouldn't be able to make vids like this. We didn't have phones. Bro, NBA wasn't even like, bro, sports weren't as big. Bro, 1959 was a time.
And 8
That's like 100 years ago, bro.
people make their way into Peak Caverns in Derbyshire. God, the British really know how to make things sound like
I'm about to freak out, bro.
a full of
I keep
goddamn
getting
crumpets,
flashbang.
don't they? Anyways, there was this newly discovered vertical shaft that no one had been down before.
Background of him talking is your skin tone. Oh,
And that shaft looked pretty goddamn big.
that shaft
That's what
looks
she
big.
said.
Pause.
God, I'm like 5 years old. The group of 8 people were cavers from the... Let me check my notes here. The British Speleological Association. Sure, bro. You're climbing into caves, yet you name it as if
Do
you
I
guys are
blend
going
in?
to fill out that shit on some royal tax form.
What am I watching?
Like, hello? So yeah, they found this new shaft, and it was guessed that the depth of the shaft would be around like 40 feet, but they lowered to around 75 feet just to be sure. Moss kicked the ladder down the hole. The ladder
Like a
dropped
true
down and
badass.
disappeared into the depths below. Oh, wetty boys, time to make some history. He probably said as he dropped in. One step at a time, Moss lowered himself into the vertical passage. There was a boulder that seemed to be blocking the way, and he tried to kick it out of the way.
If you got a green screen, I wouldn't see you at all. Is that funny, bro?
But then, the worst possible thing happened. His
Yeah,
body
yeah. I
became
don't
trapped
blend
in
in that
space
much.
just 18 inches wide. I'm stuck. He
Focus
probably
on the vid.
The group quickly tried to help him. They lowered ropes down. He would wrap them around himself and they would pull. They tried this over and over again, and each time the ropes would either tear or he wouldn't even move at all. And not to mention, well, I mean, this is the case for a lot of these stories we cover, but air quickly became a problem. See, this was a shaft that was about 40 feet vertical, and Neil's body made a better door than a window in regards to airflow. So the air down there was getting thin, or worse, polluted.
Good.
With dust and other shit that goes down a shaft. As Neil was breathing in this air, he started
Ew,
becoming
smelly
delirious
boy.
and not at all aware of the danger he was
Smelly
in.
boy.
Hey, you guys go out to eat. I'm fine here, he called. Like, imagine
Why
being
not just
40
climb back
feet down
up?
in a rock tube and telling your only hope of rescue, go, have some brewskis while you're just sitting there dying. Like, guys, this is clearly carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, you don't know what that is, huh? Well, clearly you didn't watch my other videos because, yo, woo, fine, I'll forgive you. It's basically when your brain isn't getting enough oxygen and you start acting like a goddamn fool. So yes, Neil has seen better days. Let's just call rest.
He done fell, man.
Breathing gets your tea out your ass. It's 1959 and the iPhone hasn't even been invented yet. We can't use the goddamn tele.
Yo, I didn't even realize that. What are they supposed to do if they far away? Like, bro, imagine all the crimes that happened back then. I just think you could rob somebody. What they gonna do? Call 911? You can't. You can't. So it's like you could literally get away with it. Because how are they gonna figure out? They're not gonna. They can't go on the internet to figure it out. Or I wonder what the crimes are like back then. Cap, your routine's gonna be wake, game, eat, sleep.
Alright. So someone had to find the old telly and get someone to get this sorry son of a gun out of a goddamn
Bro,
rock.
wait, that's crazy. Imagine having to run like 50 miles. Just to go find somebody.
The ambulances and a bunch of volunteers rushed over to get this man out of the hole. They have tanks of oxygen, ropes, and a load of presumably some tea. But anyone who was lowering themselves into this cave quickly came back up because of the foul air. Okay, so it's now early in the morning on day 2, and the bad air drove back up more and more attempts to get him out. And the bad air was getting seriously bad. I mean, there were so many attempts to try and get him, but they seriously just kept coming back up. They tried over and over again to try to get this oxygen into the hole, but it never seemed to be enough. Of those who tried, there was a very brave girl at 18 years old. Her name was June Bailey, who was small enough to get to him, but quickly realized that she was becoming hypoxic by going lower. So by now, he's been in this goddamn hole stuck for over 24 hours.
Wait,
but
24 hours? Wait, what? How is he still hanging on? What? I ying you. I'm not that pale.
The one that was trying to help felt like they couldn't give up.
24
His
hours?
father was weeping at the cave entrance. Never did enter the cave, but seriously, he couldn't bear to see his son in that state. His breathing could still be heard. They knew he was still down there
still
alive,
hanging on?
The rain came down harder and harder. All personnel for your safety until the rain stops to stand down. That was the final order. The rain might have flooded the cavern and caused even more problems. The group retreated, and they waited. When the rain finally stopped, the group made their way back to the cave and just listened. Just nothing. Pure silence. At that very instance, the doctors determined a time of death of around 3 a.m. on Tuesday, March 24th.
So, how did he go down there again the first? I'm so confused. Like, how did he get stuck? Why couldn't he come back up? 24 hours, no food and water, and stood still? Bro.
Doctors said that it was their first time giving a time of death without actually seeing the patient. Eric Moss, his father, broke down in tears, and he actually requested that they stop the rescue so that no more lives were lost in this cave. They decided later to seal the shaft, trapping his body there forever. And hold on, they renamed it from the stalagmite chamber in Peak Caverns to the Moss chamber in his honor. And guys, look, I saved the most painful cave death for last. Everyone meet Floyd Collins, who was born in 1880.
My claustrophobia. Wait, 1887? What the heck? Bro.
For last. Everyone meet Floyd.
What? That just...
Floyd Collins, who was born in 1887. Floyd wasn't just content with around underground for fun. No, he had bigger plans. Okay, caving was kind of like the NFT of Kentucky back then.
NFT?
Basically, he wanted to find a cave so impressive, so spectacular that people would actually pay to walk through it. Yeah, this was a time when charging people to see holes in the ground was a viable business plan. Floyd's great idea.
Yeah, you can't pay me to go cave exploring either, bro. This scares the crap out of me.
Was Sand Cave, a part of the Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky,
which,
by the way, was one of the largest cave systems in the whole goddamn world. Mammoth Cave was already a big deal. Tourists loved it, but Floyd being
Okay. Yay, Wista. Don't care. I click skip.
The ambitious little guy that he was thought that Sand Cave would be his big breakthrough. No, dude, seriously. This guy died trying to be a 1920s YouTuber. This shit is absolutely wild. So it's January 30th, 1925, and Floyd decides, let me head to the Sand Cave on a solo mission. Just him, a lantern, and his...
A solo mission, too. Bro, I respect it, though. Like, this dude's got some balls, man. Like, this dude's just really got a passion for this.
His wild dreams of fame and fortune. Buddy, you're not box-head, little man. Anyways, he squeezes through a few tight passages, inch by inch, because apparently that was a definition of a good time back then. Now, when I say tight, nope. Nope. I am not going to say it. I'm putting my foot down. The jokes in this video have gone too goddamn far.
Bro,
we're talking spaces where you can't even turn your head without scraping it on the goddamn wall.
You can't turn your head without scraping it.
If you're even slightly
How is this fun?
This would be your worst nightmare, and I recommend you click off the video right now. Now, I can't click off the video because... obviously it's my video, but miss me with that.
Oh gosh.
But not for Floyd. Nah, this guy's a committed man. He's making his way deeper and deeper into this cave. He finally finds what looks like a promising spot, and of course Floyd, being the adventurer he was, figures, what's the worst that can happen, guys? And starts lowering himself. One step at a time, Floyd shimmies his way down this 55-foot deep vertical shaft. And probably thinking to himself while he's going down, this is it. I'm about to be rich. Just when Floyd's about halfway down, out of nowhere, a 26-pound rock comes loose from the ceiling. Now, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, right? 26-pound rock. Boy,
it falls on his nuts.
You feel me? Anyways, this rock decides it's going to sit itself right on top of Floyd's left leg, pinning him against the narrow cave wall. Floyd's not just stuck. This man is super duper stuck. And before you think, you stupid boxhead, he could have just pushed the rock off. Let me stop you right there, mister. Remember, this passage is so tight.
Oh my gosh. This would be one of the worst ways to die. Bro, because think, he... in the passage... Just shut up. Because just think... in the passage, he's like crawling like... doo-dun, doo-dun, doo-dun. Dun, 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 dun. He's crawling like that. Okay. So if he gets stuck, he can't even turn around. And he can't like turn around and reach. He's too stuck. Ooh, there was a movie.
That Floyd could barely move his arms, let alone reposition himself. So he wasn't just trapped, he was goddamn...
That is terrible.
YouTube, I'm sorry. But he's already deep underground, and his family knew that he'd gone caving, but it wasn't until hours later that...
I wonder if, like, your adrenaline really kicked in if you could do it. Bro, because, like, you can't move, though, is the thing. You're just stuck laying.
That his brother, Homer Collins, realized that something might have been off. Homer goes to go check on Floyd and finds that Floyd is in the worst possible position.
Wait, his brother found him?
Floyd was wedged in there like a guy...
His brother found him?
Goddamn human cork in a wine bottle. They tried.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've seen something like that. But it was this dude that was going rock climbing. And when he was rock climbing, his arm got stuck under a boulder. And to get out the boulder, he cut off his arm.
Ropes, pulleys, brute strength, but each time the ropes would break...
Really? You couldn't get him out after all that? Might just be weak.
Or Floyd wouldn't even budge an inch. Like, guys, imagine the frustration of trying to pull a grown man out of a narrow hole in the ground using nothing but ropes. It's like trying to pull a couch up a goddamn spiral staircase, buddy. It's not happening. So, our guy Homer calls for help. And of course, word gets out, and in 1925, when word gets out, it really got out. Like, Floyd was the Haktua girl of his time. And
Haktua mentioned. We went from painful cave deaths to Haktua. Okay.
Before you knew it, every journalist and their grandmother is flocking to Kentucky.
Was this during the Great Depression?
By February 1st, Floyd being...
Are you tired of ads ruining your online experience? Go to privacyadblocker.com and your ad...
stuck in the hole was national news. Reporters were showing up with cameras, notepads, and a disturbing level of enthusiasm for a man trapped underground who
Yeah,
might
what?
die.
These dudes just wanna get
Eventually,
clout,
thousands
bro.
of hats were gathered around the cave to watch what exactly, I don't know. The dude stuck in a goddamn hole, like what are they looking at? Guys, I'm being so serious about this. Vendors would set up food stands, locals sold souvenirs, and tourists treated
Bro,
the
they act like this is like an event. Bro, what? They want to like watch like live? Bro, what?
whole thing like some goddamn twisted carnival. Meanwhile, Floyd, he was still stuck in the
Hell no.
By now, professional rescue
That just
teams
gave
had
me chills,
arrived
bro.
armed
That
with
just gave me
all
chills.
kinds of gear. Motorized winches, oxygen tanks, and enough rope to make a Boy Scout goddamn proud. Problem was, the cave
It's crazy though that this his brother found him though.
wasn't cooperating. I mean, it's a rock hole. I don't know what they wanted from it. Every time they tried to pull Floyd out, more dirt and more rocks would just collapse onto him.
He ain't
making
corny.
the
I messed with his
situation
commentary.
even worse and more painful. The passage was just too tight, too unstable. Meanwhile, Floyd's condition was getting worse.
Flashbang after
He was
flashbang!
cold, exhausted, and started losing hope. They tried sending Floyd food and water through tubes, along with, of all things, whiskey. Yeah, guys. I mean, because you're trapped underground with no way out,
What are
I mean, you
those?
might as well have a goddamn drink, right?
Cinnamon
Despite their
Toast
best
Crunch?
efforts, though, nothing seemed to work. And Floyd was hanging on by a goddamn thread. The lack of oxygen was starting to become a problem, as it, tends to be for humans. He was becoming delirious, and at one point, he supposedly called up to the rescuers saying that he was ready to go to heaven. Yikes. As Floyd's condition deteriorated,
Bro,
the
but that's the
rescue-
thing though. After all that time you stuck down there and like you just feel so that's scary. Bro.
decided to change their tactics. Instead of trying to pull him straight out, they came up with this new idea. Dig a tunnel into the side of the cave and reach him that way. Yeah, it sounded brilliant on paper, but in reality, not so much. The
How are you
cave
gonna
was
dig a
way
tunnel
too
like
unstable,
that?
and every time they dug, more debris would fall and dig.
Okay, didn't he come from this way? Or did he come from that way? You good. This dude's currently, Genzu, stuck in a cave with a rock on his leg, and they're trying to get him out.
Days turned into weeks, and it became more and more clear that they were racing against time. But they kept digging. They dug through the rock, the mud, and anything else in their way, hoping
not
that
cool.
somehow they could reach Floyd before it was too late.
Drill
Fast
the
forward
floor
to
and go under
February
him and slide
16th,
him
It has
down.
nearly been 14 days since Floyd first got stuck.
14
The rescue
days
team
he's
had
trapped
finally
right there.
broken through their tunnel, but guys, it was too late. Floyd had died from exposure, starvation, and hypoxia.
That might be the worst way to die.
Or in simpler terms, he was stuck in a fucking hole for 2 weeks. He was found in the same exact spot he'd been since day one, trapped beneath that 26-pound rock deep underground. When the rescue team finally reached him, there was nothing left to do but declare him dead. Now, guys, the official time of death was estimated
I'll
to be
never go
around
in
3 a.m.
caves.
on February 13th, but no one really knows for sure. And here's where things take a even wilder turn. Oh, did you think we were
Wait,
done?
whoa.
After Floyd's death, the rescuers had to make a tough call. They decided to leave his body in the cave because they couldn't risk any more lives trying to pull him out. So they sealed up the passage,
What do you
leaving
mean?
him in the place that he had hoped would bring him so much fame and fortune. Oh, wait. Did you think
We're waiting
everyone listened to the
C4.
rules? No.
Wait, oh my
Once-
gosh. Speaking of that, what if they just had dynamite and then they blew up all the cave around him? Well, you confused me. Bro, what if they just had dynamite and TNT and then they just blew it up all around him, then got him out?
Later, a team including Floyd's brother Homer finally managed to retrieve Floyd's body. They were able to bury him, and you would think that all is well. Well, of
They
course, until
retrieved
they
him?
found out that the property was actually sold to a dentist named Dr. Harry Thomas, who, hold on, dug up the body and put the body back into the cave on display in a goddamn glass coffin. Woo!
Wait, what?
Did you think we were done? His body was then stolen. Yes, stolen from the coffin and then yeeted into some bushes. His body was found with his left leg missing.
Wait.
And then his body was put into another coffin back inside the cave until his family pleaded
Wait,
and pleaded
what?
with the National Park Service to, not have this man's body be a goddamn tourist attraction.
Wait, yeah, what?
Fine, they said, and you'll be happy to know that Floyd is no longer in the cave. All right, guys, look. Floyd Collins suffered one of the most painful cave deaths ever. Well, actually, I don't know, because some of the deaths in this cave deaths video may have been more painful. Okay, wait. But now when I think about it, what's more painful, deaths in the cave or deaths in the ocean? I don't know. You might have to watch this video right here, where I talk about the most painful.
Yep, I'll never go cave exploring in my life. Not for a million, I wouldn't. Not for a billion, I wouldn't. Frick cave exploring. That's crazy. And yeah, who goes into a cave to take a dead body? You weird for that. Peace out, y'all. Like and sub.